can't get enough of Thunder backwards. I got to tell you that. It is the Yeah Come On Show.
184.
184.
5.
5?
6.
Stop. I need to know for sure.
There's 184.
I now turn my back on you. It's 184.
Look, the new guy knows.
The new guy knows. Why? Because he's keeping up with it, and that's his job. I said, Geoff, you have one job. Run the board, drink with me, having bourbon, because this guy's going to drink White Claws and his little soda drinks.
And Yoo-hoo.
And Yoo-hoo. And keep up with the show. And, Geoff, you've done well. I can tell you right now, today you get a gold star.
All right.
Brett, trying to be funny and confusing our listeners with the show, you right now have a D. You have a D. I didn't fail you, but you have a D. I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping people down.
D's nuts.
D's nuts.
That's what I was waiting on you to say, something like that.
No, I don't use that.
Is that still
joke.
a thing?
No, nobody
That
says
joke-
it.
No, it
Are
totally-
people still doing the D's nuts?
Yeah, they
jokes?
are. In fact,
Are they?
there was a meme going around TikTok recently. It was like some.
I'm sorry, this chair, dude.
It was some guy doing D's nuts. Like it had a little revival on TikTok recently.
I'm glad you gave me a chair that leans back so you two can see each other. Look at this.
Well, that does make it easy to kind of shift.
That's why this chair requires a lean back and wheels. And I thought it was one without wheels, so when I scooted it in, I nailed both my ankles with the wheels before the show, and I'm grinning through the pain. I think I have broken one of my ankles. It is the Yeah Come On Show, show 184. I'm your host, Southside Steve, dead damn center. And to my right, your left. I did that right. It'd be their left because he's on my right. The co-host, Brett Barney.
Yes, you did it right.
Good. And on my left, the co-host, Geoff Cole. We are the Yeah Come On Show. And unless one of us dies, this is the Yeah Come On Show forever. Everybody cool with that?
Even if you like, can
No,
you
y'all
carry on and still.
I would like for y'all to carry on.
But
I would
who
you would have an empty chair, and you would. Here's the deal. All right, I'm in my casket, right? Y'all are allowed. Talk to my wife. I'll put it in my last will. Y'all can go up and clip my ponytail right before, right after the viewing, because I want my hair down in the viewing. Clip my hair, and then you can attach a ponytail to the seat in the middle, and that seat will forever be empty.
Okay.
And you'll do the show with my ponytail clipped to the chair.
In the middle.
And then guests will be on the outsides.
Okay.
Can the guests wear the ponytail when they're on?
Nobody touches the ponytail but you two, unless they're a super fan and they handle me gently. Now, if one of y'all dies, what do we do? What would you like, Geoff?
You could just paint the chair, the 5150 Frankenstein Van Halen thing. Just have a thing sitting there, just some design of that. Anything works.
All right, so we'll have an empty chair with the Frankenstein because you are the biggest Van Halen fan.
Yeah, that works for me.
I want you guys to go to Costco and buy an entire case of the gallon of like Hellman's mayonnaise, and then every episode, like the gallon of mayonnaise sits in my chair, and you guys have to take a scoop and eat a spoonful of mayonnaise.
No,
and then remember it. So
no, because we'll throw up. My cross country guy, my coach in high school, if you had like your stomach was upset or you didn't feel good, he wanted you to run on an empty stomach. He had a warm jar of mayonnaise that he kept in his car, and if you took a bite of it, you threw up.
He definitely used that as lube. There's no like, who rolls around with that?
He did. He told me it would make us get sick. Why do you want mayonnaise?
I don't know.
Because it looks phallic.
No, because you guys will never forget me. Dude, have you ever seen? First off, the gallon of mayonnaise at Costco is like the most ridiculous purchase
I will put a pinky
in the entire
finger.
store.
I will put a pinky finger in it so it lasts forever, and do that.
I'll let you stick a finger in my mayonnaise.
I'm not gonna stop. Would you do that? Would you take a spoonful?
Oh, hell no.
You got to come up with
I'm not a
something
mayonnaise.
else. We're not doing that.
No.
No, I don't care
Yeah,
about
we
your
don't
life.
want
Look,
it.
it is I have to sit here and smell your, what is it, Dracar Noir or whatever, Draco Noir.
I bet you
smelling
wore Dracar
ponytail.
back in the day.
I wore the hell out of Dracar.
So did I.
I loved Dracar.
Dracar was the
Loved
best,
it.
man.
And
There's
then
no
I
way.
switched. I switched from Dracar, and I never told anybody my scent. The guy that gave it to me got it out of the country, and he said I
Cool
could
Water.
only tell one person. It wasn't Cool Water. It was Good Life. Good Life was what I wore. And finally, I admitted to it on the radio what I wore. And then I switched to, I think I do the Creed now, different flavors of Creed.
I never smell you. You wear cologne now?
Not today.
No.
I'm just wearing.
I mean, I
deodorant.
never have in the 6 months we've been doing, the Southside Ride.
Well,
I
I'm
never,
not trying to impress you.
well, you should be pulling out. I'll pull out all the stops for you. You see me dressed up every morning.
I'm coming in. When you see me, I look as bad as I can look. I just am like, Geoff, this is it. This is Wake Up Steve.
No, I give you.
He gives me the
full-
best. Jeff dresses. He's showered. He's dressed up for the day. I come in here like I rolled out of bed, and I head back home, and he goes out and works.
Yeah.
All right. So what? Honestly,
the
what do
mayonnaise.
you want? Not mayonnaise. Anything else? Think of something else. How about an Alabama flag, or
Okay, that's stupid.
how about we bring your wife's lover in?
Okay, that's
a picture of
make
him.
eat the entire finish the tub of mayonnaise, or her. It's 2023, guys.
No, not doing mayonnaise. You got. We'll come back to you. You need something better. I can't do the mayonnaise. I spread. But every time I order mayonnaise, I'm like, put it on light on my sandwich. Light mayonnaise. There's no way I'm taking a spoonful.
I want you guys to eat a hot dog every show.
Is that easy?
Foot long.
I don't.
Everything's valid.
We don't want any assignments. I think we were looking for something to replace you, like
Like you're here.
something. Yeah,
No, I get it. Like you win the championship,
By the way-
you hang the banner, right? But don't forget, you also got to wear the ring.
All right, do you have a ring? Is there something we could put on a jersey, a favorite shirt? I don't know. Is not a weapon. I know you have weapons. You could give us one of your dismantled shotguns. You could put a shotgun in the chair. What else would work for you? One of your knives. I know you like
Oh
knives.
yeah, do have a good bit of those. I don't know. Ooh, throwing stars. I don't have any of those, but I feel like that'd be.
Are we not allowed to call them Chinese stars anymore?
No,
They were called Chinese
Were
stars.
they called
Can't.
Chinese stars?
Nobody ever said, yeah, but then they quickly stopped doing that. Matter of fact, in the 80s, we were calling them throwing stars.
Really?
Oh, they're called
I-
Ninja stars.
No, they were Chinese stars when I first in the 80s. To me, in the early 80s, they were Chinese stars.
Do you know that was my protection in the 80s? I had 5 throwing stars. Swear to God,
Nunchucks.
I didn't have nunchucks, but I had 5 throwing stars in my door panel. And I said, you know what? If somebody's messing with me and I hit them with a throwing star, that is going to
Yeah.
freak them out. It's just like if somebody came in your house and you had a bow and arrow. I think that would scare a criminal more than a gun. Get hit with an arrow. I think everybody's like, all right, I got shot. But you get hit with an arrow, that would freak you out.
Yeah, because it's going to be stuck there, and you're going to be, it's not going to just be a bullet
I'm
that
telling
goes
you.
right through.
Thank you. You want to stop an intruder? Hit them with an arrow. You heard it here first. Matter of fact, I've got to get into it in a minute, but I'm not going to stop. I'm making a drink.
Oh, yeah.
We're
I
giving
was
you
wondering.
one more. We're giving you one more attempt at what do you want. It's not mayonnaise. It's not foot long. God, that froze, Geoff. I would do a corn dog before I do a hot dog.
Oh, gross.
I just had a Chicago dog at Central City Tavern that carries the Yeah Come On Bourbon Whiskey. I had lunch there the other day in Alpharetta. Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Corn dogs?
No, Chicago dog.
Oh, Chicago.
A hot dog with all the Chicago fixings on it.
You can do a Chicago dog. Has to be a foot long.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you do that because you'd have to get like 2 of the buns. Because aren't they like the little
they
the
make-
seeded buns?
Well, whoever sells footlongs has a footlong
Yeah.
bun, but you don't see those in the store.
I don't know if I don't think I've ever seen a foot long bun.
You going straight up or with some Coke?
Straight up. You know me, I sip
He
my
sips.
Yeah Come On.
I have Yeah Come On and Coke number 1, not number 7 like what I used to drink. Number 1 because Yeah Come On and Coke is number 1. Boomsy. By the way, boys, I went down to Noonan to a new liquor store down there, and I sold 74 bottles.
So that was a success.
Huge success.
Wow.
74 bottles. Tell me when.
That's good. Thank you.
I don't want you getting another DUI. Jesus.
Excuse me? Are we going to talk about that every show?
I don't know. It's like my one-liner. I love all my friends that have got DUIs, which sounds horrible, makes me horrible. Because what if you were too drunk and you could have hurt yourself or hurt somebody else?
Yeah.
It's never about that.
I know.
I know. But please realize that it's just a joke. I know people have lost their lives and it's absolutely horrible. And I would still make the joke if I lost a dear friend that way. But Geoff was barely over, and he won in court, and he wasn't really drunk.
Yeah, I was.
So he won.
I didn't really get pulled over.
And
for doing
George
something
Stein
crazy.
defended him
Yeah.
and won.
Mhm.
And he was a block away from his house, which sucks. But the joke's funny,
Yeah. Oh, I know. We laugh
even though
at
it offends people.
Yeah. No, it doesn't offend me.
That's why I'm doing a podcast. I didn't do this on the radio. I have said that on the radio.
What, the DUI?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We talk about it all the time.
I'm a horrible person. Cheers. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking energy drink.
Oh, okay.
I want to call him the F word, but I know that's not nice. Even on a podcast, I won't do it.
Fucker.
That would be that word is here compared to the word I would call you. It's the word we used in the 70s and 80s. Okay.
Oh, the cigarette.
Yeah, this
The
is the
British-
English.
British
we'll call
cigarette.
it, you know what? That from now on, when I want to say that word, I'm gonna like, all right, British cigarette. That is it.
That's
That is
it.
perfect.
That's it.
It's our roundabout.
Just like we came up, Geoff and I came up with on My Fox FM. That's the radio show Geoff and I do, where I'm the host and he's the co-host. On the podcast, he's the co-host and he's the co-host. And one day we're going to have enough money to make him the co-host on the radio show.
One day. And then they'll eat mayonnaise every day.
No, we're not. We're not going to do that. The day
You could afford mayonnaise as your co-host.
No, I don't want. Nobody eats mayonnaise by itself. Does anybody?
No,
do
I
that?
don't eat mayonnaise like in sandwiches either. I'm
Oh,
a
yeah.
mustard guy.
I do extra
I'm a mustard
mayo.
guy.
Because
I'm an
everybody's got to have a
extra.
lubricant, right?
Yes.
Extra mayo. Extra mayo. What? Okay.
I'm like light mayonnaise, light mustard. I'm like him, but I don't do that funky gold, spicy, crazy
It's 'cause
mustard. I just like give me the
You want the
basic
yellow-
mustard.
Yellow kids mustard is what you want.
See, I
Yeah.
can't
French's.
Yes, he likes the yellow kids mustard.
kids.
Yeah.
Look, I just thought it was basic mustard. I didn't know it was leveled kids. Is there different levels of ketchup?
Yes.
No.
No,
Yeah,
not really. No.
100%. Holman and Finch has that Coca-Cola ketchup. That is tier. That is top tier.
Coca-Cola.
Diamond tier. Coca-Cola ketchup.
By the way,
Phenomenal.
Coca-Cola, the day you sponsor this podcast is the day we all arrive. I've been drinking you my whole life. So is Geoff, haven't you?
Oh God, I'm from. Yeah, we're all from here.
Yeah, it's a
I just
Coke,
had to make
you know.
sure. I knew there might be one Pepsi drinker in the bunch. Can't do
No
it.
one voluntarily drinks Pepsi. I only drink it if they have to.
I couldn't drink yet. Come on and Pepsi if I had to. I'd be like, you know what? No.
If you're
No.
from the north,
From
those people love Pepsi.
Tennessee, they love Pepsi. That's why Jeff Gordon had it on his car. Certain states and certain cities are Pepsi like we're Coke. It's weird. I know Tennessee's more Pepsi.
Is it?
Is that like
Yeah.
other states?
And by
are
the way,
more-
if you go into the Pink Pony, not that you need to go into a strip club, but if you do, they made a deal. Gallardi did a long time ago. It's RC Cola.
And that's it. That's the only. But why would you go to there and drink? I guess if you want a
I used to
mixer.
drink Jack Daniels and RC.
Okay, because that's all they didn't have Coke. They had a special exclusive RC. Still that way?
Yeah.
Do we know?
They have a deal with RC. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I always heard of having RC Cola and a moon pie, and I still don't know why. And I rhymed.
do they get them in the 2 liters? I've never seen them in anything not
No,
anything other than a 2
they're on
liter.
the fountain, so I guess there's an RC guy. You're right. I don't
Fountain's
see.
hooked into just a 2 liter.
I think Brett's right. I never see an RC Cola truck riding around, but there must be one.
Like you don't walk into a gas station and see the wall of sodas and just see RC Cola and like a 16, like a 16 ounce or whatever just sitting up
No,
there,
like a
bottle.
can or a
yeah,
can or a
like,
bottle,
you wouldn't
yeah.
see this
An RC,
and
you're
just
right,
go,
no.
oh, RC, man.
Are they owned by someone, Pepsi or something?
I thought they
can't
were
be-
owned by themselves, but Pepsi may own them. The one thing I like about Pepsi, and I'll give them credit because I ran into a Pepsi guy, and he was just like, "Look, man, yeah, I drink everything with Pepsi." He goes, "If I have a Coke in my hand, I'll get fired. Just like if you work for Anheuser-Busch and you drink a Miller Lite, you'll get fired. Except since they messed up with the Bud Light, I think it's okay.
Or if I get
They're like, if I drink a Bud Light, I'm going to get killed.
if I get caught drinking Jack Daniels now, I'll get fired.
Yes, you will. I will fire either one of you if I catch you drinking Jack Daniels over this. This was made, Legends, yeah, come on, bourbon whiskey, to beat what I love most. It's kind of like you with Van Halen, you with Alabama. What would it take if you could, it would be you starting up a college, Brett, that would mean more to you than your alma mater. It would be Brett's college. Just like with you, it'd be like you would start a rock band that was a bigger deal to you than Van Halen.
Yeah, I got you.
So what I did is I said, I love Jack Daniels. It's kind of the one thing I was into. And I said, if I'm going to have a bourbon, it has to be better. And this is. And that's it. I said, if it's not better than Jack, I can't put my name on it because that's all I've ever had. So hopefully that made sense.
What were you going to say about Pepsi? The good thing or the thing that you like that they've done right?
Mountain Dew. And they have a
Oh,
joint.
yeah.
Love Mountain Dew. And they have a joint ownership, from what I understand through this Pepsi guy I met. Dr. Pepper is kind of a split thing, and I don't know how that's possible. I thought that Coke had Mr. Pibb, and I'm not that big a fan of Pibb, but I like Dr. Pepper. So those are the two Pepsi products that I drank mainly in the 80s.
Okay, I'll give you in my chair. I want a Mountain Dew Code Red and Marlboro Lights, and you guys have to drink a Code Red and smoke a cigarette every episode.
He's making us do stuff. I can't drink a Code Red, and I don't want to smoke.
Dude, you want to talk about being wired? When I was like 20, that was my favorite, a Code Red and a cigarette.
God bless. Here's what we'll do. Now we've got it. There'll be a Code Red Mountain Dew sitting here and a pack of Marlboro Lights unopened, right, Geoff?
Yeah, we're not smoking them.
We're not smoking.
Were you ever a smoker?
Do not flip a Lucky. That's the stupidest shit ever.
No, we said we'd go with your, what do you want?
No. Like, when people open the cigarettes and they flip
Do you need to go get another one of your fun drinks?
No, if I drink another one of these, I'll be cracked out.
You're already cracked out.
Yeah,
There's
that's
two
why
things.
I have one.
Brett is either too amped up on Monster or drinks or whatever this crap you're drinking, or he's drunk. There's no you on water's the best thing that can happen to this show.
Were you ever a smoker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1980, 81, working at Western Sizzling Steakhouse. I was a dishwasher with David Everts, who I grew up with. We were in first grade together. And then my buddy Jeff Kinsler, who's been in and out of radio. And he's the guy that actually gave us the contract on our billboards for My Fox FM that are all over Atlanta. Listen to the My Fox FM app or listen to us on 102.1 FM in Atlanta. And both of them smoke Marlboro Lights. So to be cool, I kind of bought a pack.
Yeah.
And I kept them in my car, and I smoked for about 6 months. And then I said, what the hell am I doing? And I stopped.
And it was Marlboro Lights.
Marlboro Lights.
Yeah, I was a Marlboro Light guy for a while.
And you're Reds?
No. I was Marlboro Lights. That's like the most generic cigarette ever. I started with Camels, so.
Camels were, that's what they got busted. They were marketing to kids.
No filters? No filter Camel?
I mean,
that's a mother effer. That's called I'm dead in 10.
Camel Lights were cool. That was the cigarette to smoke, really. The high school kids. When I was in high school, it was, Camel Lights. And that's what they were doing. They got caught marketing to teenagers.
Well, that's what it was for me in high school, Camel Lights.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping I get this right, but my girlfriend, the only other girl I ever told I love you, the first one and the last one, everybody in between, I just liked you a lot or I liked your body. But I will say that I used to have to order her cigarettes and go in, and it was if I can get it, Benson Hedges Menthol Ultralight 100s.
Ooh.
It was a goddamn mouthful, and that's what she smoked. But I didn't mind those. I would smoke those occasionally because it was kind of like the breath mint cigarette.
Yeah, the menthols.
Yeah.
Were they built like vagina slims, like the real long and skinny?
Yeah. Not
the Benson and Hedges, but the Virginia Slims. Yeah.
What's in the title. Now, the coolest cigarette is the Cool. My uncle smoked Cools. You know, where they did the commercial where you had like the cool white eyeliner, and it was KOOL. I think that's the coolest cigarette for the reason of the name. Mm-hmm. Well, there you have it. We're halfway through. This has been great radio. And the reason I said
talk about smoking. Yeah, actually, you know what? Smoking cigarettes is awesome. And I'll tell you the one reason why smoking cigarettes as an adult is awesome. You got to leave your desk once an hour for like a mandatory 5 minutes.
Well, that was it. People couldn't stop you.
That was the only reason.
That was the only reason people smoked. The only way I got out was to go pee.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just sit there all day. Like, now I just sit all day. Like, I should pick up smoking. Like, they talk about in the office.
And get a smoke break, yeah.
Smoke breaks are the real breaks. And speaking of that break, we're going to take a quick break, at least in content, and talk about our sponsors. You are listening to the Yeah Come On Show podcast. Podcast 184, Southside Steve, Brett Barney, and Jeff Cole. And we want to thank Circle285.com. This is easy. They're also a sponsor of our radio show. Let me tell you, most people are spending too much. You probably are too. Don't stay with the big three or big four, or if you've had a bad driving record or you've replaced your roof twice and your insurance company cut you or went up in your rates, go to Circle285.com, fill out the information, and they'll give you a quote, and I promise you'll save money and big money. Also, we want to thank joebees.com, JOEBEES.com. That is the vitamin for adults. That's what I take. Gives me energy, and there's nothing better than the bumblebee. You'll realize that little guy and his honey and bee pollen is rock star for your body. Thirdly, I should say, David Markwell. All three of us need counseling.
Me?
Stared at you more. Geoff is pretty damn sane. You need counseling. But David Markwell has been there with us, and I met David literally 10 years ago. Right before I got married, I did marriage counseling with him. He was a huge fan of Rock 100.5. He came on the radio with Bailey and Southside, and he's been a sponsor of the podcast since we started it. So we love this guy, but also he helps kids, teenagers, and adults. There's a lot of people on the edge. There's a lot of people that need to talk. And there's a lot of people that, due to the way they were brought up, need counseling. And look, man, don't repeat. If you've been parented in the wrong way, or you got some bad habits, or you've got a temper, go talk to somebody. Talk to David Markwell at Ridgeline. Ridgeline Counseling is David's. Sorry, David. Little bit of this today. But go to ridgelinecounseling.com. That's ridgelinecounseling.com.
You mean markwelltherapy.com.
Damn it.
It'll be on the screen, whatever it is.
David,
It'll be on the screen.
David.
Just say, check the website on your screen.
It's markwelltherapy.com. David, I either did this because I'm stupid or I did it because I'm way smart, and I've talked about you more than any of the other sponsors because you've been with us the longest. markwelltherapy.com. And, hey, Legends, Yeah Come On Bourbon Whiskey, those are our sponsors as we continue to do show 184. Notice the hats, the bourbon. Go to spiritsusa.com to see where you can get it. The hats, go to yeahcomeon.com. They're just $25. This guy's a little more expensive. This is a new one I did. Phil,
I haven't seen this one.
it's got
like
a leather patch on it. It says, if you notice, it says YC. It goes with the bourbon. It's Yeah Come On, small batch bourbon, and it has the Legends logo on it. And this is our newest hat. And it's a little expensive because it was a little expensive for me.
Well, it's got a nice leather patch on it.
Thank you. I'm glad
That's a really nice hat.
Yeah, it is.
That actually might be my
custom
favorite
embossed
one.
leather patch.
Jeff knows because, Jeff, what do you do for a living? What is your side function? And how do you help small companies? Keep in mind, Jeff's wife's the breadwinner. That's why he gets to party with me. And he doesn't have to worry about anything. They have a high thread count on their sheets because his wife makes a ton of money. Same with this guy. My wife doesn't work. That's why we sleep on burlap. But no, you have a marketing company because your wife is a big baller, and you help the smaller guys. And what's that called?
Yeah. We do. I have my own little side merch business, and I'm doing some Yeah Come On stuff, some Fox FM stuff, Steel Horse Law. Oh, the cup's gone, but.
And you know who else you do? And I wanted to point this out because I haven't forgotten about you. You do IR Med
That's
Centers. Right. IRMedCenters.com. And this one we feel real strong because Stephen Reardon, if you knew him, you'd love him. But this guy, for those of you, your wife doesn't have a weight problem. Your wife doesn't. Mine doesn't. But some people do. And guys out there.
Yeah, I'm right here, dude.
All right, well, hear me out.
I'm right here.
I didn't want to say, but if you want to drop.
Call him like you see him.
All right, if you want to drop 30 pounds, right now you can go online to IR Med Centers. Dude, they send it to your house. You don't even have to go in. It's telemedicine. You get your doctor on the phone. They send you the medication. It's a shot, but it's just they send it to you. You give yourself a shot once a week, and you will drop 30 pounds in probably less than 6 weeks.
And it's the Ozempic, right?
It is Ozempic. Ozempic is running $700 to $800 with a lot of doctors and people that do this, like plastic surgeons and people that market it. My guy has cut it to the bone. He might be making $40 off of you. It's $249. That's it, Brett, to lose weight. And then if you need testosterone because maybe things aren't doing this or maybe the body's failing you, 600 is where you need to hit on testosterone levels. That's what men wore in their 50s and 60s due to the food we eat, the things we do, lack of exercise. Most guys are hovering around 270, 300 as far as testosterone levels.
I know, I'm good on that. That's the one thing I have been tested on.
All right, good.
And I am fat.
All right. He can lose weight. He needs testosterone. I probably need a little testosterone. Do you need anything?
I don't think so. I'm having a hard enough time controlling myself around.
You wake up every day like this?
Yeah.
I remember those days.
Yeah. Now, I mean,
I'm 34, bro. I ain't got that issue yet.
Well,
I don't have an issue. I take stuff for my hair, and they say that's one of the side effects. Instead of waking up like this, you wake up like this. But if you get really excited, you're here. But you can be here on a regular level. thank you, finasteride. Just I had a choice, hard on or hair, and I went
We all know what you
three
went.
quarter.
We all know what you went. This is not. If you're watching on YouTube, or if you follow Southside Steve or at the Yeah Come On show anywhere, we all know what you chose.
I chose hair,
Hair
man.
or wiener.
Hair or wiener? I've done enough wiener. I'm all about the hair, man. No, it's a little insane. But IR Med Centers, they have locations in Woodstock and Buckhead. And look, man, guys, check it out. IRMedCenters.com. We were kind of talking. We got a couple subjects we can get into. I coached. I had some issues coaching. And Geoff, you have got what's going on in your life?
Well, this week I took my son to Athens for the UGA campus tour.
We're going to cover this real quick because Geoff, just so you know about Geoff Cole and Brett, I know you know this. Brett's done pretty good at succeeding. He pretty much keeps radio jobs. He's got his little college education from Alabama. He and I went to Georgia State. So you've pretty much been you married up. We all married up. I mean, there's no doubt. I never met your first wife. I've just met your second.
Yeah, you have met my first wife. You met her at probably one of the Clear Channel parties, Christmas parties back in the day.
Big breast, small breast.
Medium.
Blonde hair, dark hair.
Blonde.
Long or short?
Short. Long. Hair's long.
I'm trying to remember. Good toes or bad toes?
Good toes. She looks kind of like Michelle Pfeiffer. Just to give you an idea.
And when you divorced her, why?
Oh, we'll have to talk to Dr. Markwell about that.
All right, David Markwell, we're going to have to talk to you on that one. But you married your new wife. I know she's had not one but two breast augmentations.
Yeah.
Nice.
Isn't that cool? My girlfriends, I love it when you get them on their second. You're like, so you decided to go bigger. No, but Geoff has gotten very close. He's a frustrated rock star. To follow these guys, and I think I want you to do that. I'm either Southside Steve Rickman or Steve Rickman on all socials. You can figure it out. Brett, how do they follow you?
At the Brett Barney or Brett Barney ATL on Instagram.
And you don't know any other Barneys. Brett Barney. It's just Barney.
No,
Rubble.
that's weird because I one time did have another Brett Barney friend request me. I was 18 years old. He was like 55. He lived in Australia. He was only wearing Speedos in every picture. And he was trying to message me like, hey, we should start a group of all the Brett Barneys in the world. And I was like, dude, I don't know who the fuck you are.
Dude, we call ourselves
right when Facebook was like this was back when right when Facebook started being you could get on there without having a college email address.
I just found it funny that he goes, "Oh, I got a friend request when I was 18."
I remember
when we were 18, there was nowhere near, not even the internet.
When I was
in my
18,
dorm.
somebody goes, hey, I tried to call you from a payphone with a dime, but I got this great photo of us, and it's Instamatic.
That's right. Yeah.
Thank you for living in my day and age. Shit. But enough said. So BrettBarney.com.
Very popular.
It's
Lots of
it's a
Speedos.
great name. And how do they follow you, Jeffrey?
The SouthsideRide.com. That's got everything. It's got our Fox FM show. It's got the Frustrated Rock Stars music, all of the stuff. So I like pushing the Southside Ride.
The SouthsideRide.com. But Geoff is a frustrated rock star, and so is his buddy who I got a chance to meet. He came into our studio and was on air with us on my Fox FM. But Geoff gets this close to success, and we've been trying to get Mike Mills on because he's in our Yeah Come On Fantasy League that Brett is in, Geoff is in, I'm in. Why? Because it's this show. We've got Peter Moreland, who dissed us today. We've got Chris Medlin, who dissed us. We have Will Turpin, who called me from Dallas and said, sorry, man, I'm getting on a plane at the time you're doing your podcast. We just finished our tour, Collective Soul, finished in Dallas last night. And then Brian Finneran, we had on the air last week, but we couldn't get him on the podcast, so you're dealing with us. But Geoff you had an interesting story, and no offense, it's kind of like you blew it, but we'll let Brett decide.
Okay. Well,
because Brett, you don't know the story. Listen to this.
Well, so I went to take my son to Athens for the UGA campus tour, and we had some time to kill before, and I thought I'd show him downtown Athens and see this record store that where really REM started back in 1979. Wilkes-Barre Records.
Or we're looking at your phone?
I can listen and see.
Yeah, the millennials can multitask.
All right, you can multitask. I apologize. All right, but tell your wife to keep sending topless pics. I'm enjoying looking over at them.
Well, so I saw they were doing an event because Mickey Dolenz recorded an album of REM songs. Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees, and they were doing an event there. Mickey Dolenz was going to be at this record store on Friday, and REM was going to. I thought that I saw REM was going to show up there too, just for an appearance. So I thought, well, what if we'll go downtown, and what if we see Mike Mills or we see someone from REM just walking around? Maybe they're in town for this event.
Michael, how are you doing? What's up, Stiper?
And I was hoping we'd see Mike Mills because we've been trying to get him on our show because of the Fantasy Football League. And I told him I'll give you Patrick Mahomes in our Fantasy Football League if you just come on our show. So me and my son are walking down. We go to this record store, which is still there. And I look over, and here comes Peter Buck from REM just walking down the street. And he starts talking to some people, and they got a little group at the side. And I just kind of freeze because I get starstruck.
He does.
I get starstruck.
There's a dude, Moonlight Feels Right.
Bruce Blackman.
Bruce Blackman from the 70s. He's a regular guest just because he lives near here, or his daughter does. And he comes into the studio, and he gets starstruck at that.
Yeah.
And I love it.
It's rock stars at any level and any attractive woman. I get starstruck. I can't function. So I finally kind of interrupt him, and I interrupt him like, "Hey, Peter,
He freezes.
Peter, I'm a big fan. My son's here, and can I get a picture?" So we took a picture, and that was kind of it. He was kind of standoffish, and just kind of went back to his group. He didn't want to sit and chit chat, but anyway, I just thought it was so funny because my son's pretty much first trip to Athens, he runs into a guy from REM. It's like. Is this how Athens works? You just see guys from REM walking in the streets?
That's not how it works.
Exactly how it works.
I was trying to tell him this is not part of the UGA campus tour. You don't just meet a guy from REM. That's not on the tour.
No,
He's probably
you
like, who
don't.
the hell is REM?
What?
No, I'm assuming your son would say.
Well,
that.
no, because I was coaching him up the whole way we were driving to Athens. We were listening to REM, and I was telling the whole history of the band and playing all the hits and telling him about it. And so he was familiar with it, but yeah, he didn't really know.
By the
until I
way, people
introduced it to him.
listening to this, I don't know how old you are, but it's your job to carry your music on. Unless you grew up in the 90s and you're into grunge, let that shit go. But 80s?
But would REM
Little
be like the
70s?
one that you want to
50s?
pass down? Like, there's so many other
No, but it's
great
It's Georgia
musicians.
history. It's Athens history. It'd be like walking down the street and seeing members of B-52s or REM. I think it was a cool thing, but you're right. I've got two sister-in-laws that graduated. They saw nobody. Geoff goes just on a tour, and he runs into Peter Buck. It's kind of funny, especially since he's a musician.
And we've been talking about REM and Mike Mills a lot this past couple of months, trying to get him on the show because of the Fantasy Football League. It was just, we were close. And then I've come to find out they did make, Michael Stipe was there, Peter Buck, and Bill Berry all showed up to this event with Mickey Dolenz. Everyone was there except Mike Mills.
Because he's selling a house for $6 million in Georgia or
In
California?
in
California.
in the Hollywood Hills.
So he's in the Hollywood Hills unloading a house for $6 million.
So-
Mike, we're coming for you. We want you to talk to us, please. This is, again, Come On Show 184. Brett Barney, finish me off.
All I can think
As he
about,
pulls out his laptop.
all I can think about there was that you said the $6 million house, the Croy Bierman thing going on.
Well, yeah, the Croy Bierman thing. For those of you who don't know why Brett gets ready, I dated Kim Zolciak before Croy. Croy married her, and it looks like
Is she a smoker? Somebody told me she's
yeah.
a big smoker because
yeah.
I'm sure you saw the thing, and Geoff, I'm sure you guys saw the house that they want like
Yeah.
$6 million, or the house only worth like $2 million. And then
No,
you
you
read
know,
all the
no. I know the
comments.
story. She bought it for $840, and she bought it like right before they started having kids, so like 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
They bought that house for $840?
$840.
Yeah, it's
At
in the
time.
Manor.
It's in the Manor, and then Manor's about 3 miles from me. But
But it's not a $6 million house.
No way is it a $6 million house. It's not. They're trying to get rid of debt.
Yeah, and then because somebody was like, the worst part would be is you spend the $6 million, then you got to get the cigarette smoke out of that place. I was like, who's the smoker? I wouldn't
Kim.
assume Croy is because he's a
No.
former NFL athlete, but I don't know if those guys smoke. Who knows?
I think he smokes pot, and she gambles
I can
online.
see him smoking like cigars.
Maybe.
She's a gambler?
Yeah, online gambler like poker, and supposedly it gets out of control.
Oh yeah, and she
He's
funds
blaming
it with
her for the
Bitcoin.
debt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Oh yeah.
that's what I mean. Again, you're reading tabloids. I
love
I do
tabloids.
know the individual selling their home. I can say that.
I do too.
Yeah, do you? Good job. So, so the good news is, do they unload it? I think what happens is
Was it the guy from 99X?
it's different.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not Jimmy Barron.
Oh,
But I will tell you, and I did talk to Jimmy Barron this week because he's very Jewish, and I said, God bless you, brother. Be safe. And Jimmy's a great guy. I like Jimmy Barron. I don't like the other two idiots that he worked with on the Morning X. I'll say that.
Right.
Barnes and Leslie Tools.
Wow.
Bam. Was that mean? It was a little mean. I love Axel. Steve Craig, you're cool. That's about it. Sean Demery, never met you, but I think you're pretty cool too. It's Leslie and Barnes that are told by all. They're very, very liberal.
All right, you ready to get finished?
Again, y'all
I'm
are
sorry.
doing that because I sounded. Am I mean? Does this need to be edited out, or do we leave?
No, you got to let it. The editing is not part of the package. We got to keep it.
I said
keep it
it.
tight.
I stand by it. They don't like me either. Cheers. Brett Barney will now finish us off of 184.
All right, bail rejected for man who dressed as girl student to take blank. Bail rejected for man who dressed as girl student to take what?
What would he have taken as a girl student? Not virginity. What would you take? What would you take as a girl student? To take
Women's sex ed.
to be a cheerleader, to take pom poms.
Bail rejected for man who dressed as girl student to take upskirt photos.
Damn. See, I'm just not that sick.
I should have been I should have been sick. I should have known.
Sometimes you got to think sick.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's Jeff's wheelhouse. The sick part, not the upskirt.
Cheers.
Sorry,
Cheers.
I should have specified. Sorry. Man shot in Atlanta for not blank. Man shot in Atlanta for not what? What did he not do? Why
He didn't put a blinker on.
Ooh, that would actually be a good reason.
that would be rough. That would be rough.
We might have to get into that one on
for
the
not
next
opening
show.
a door. Not opening a door for a lady.
Ooh, selling weed. He was not selling weed, so the person shot him.
Look, dude, I pay you to sell my drugs. Kapow.
Or it's more like, hey man, can I get some weed? I don't sell weed. What? Pop. All right. Man accused of
I don't go downtown. Cheers, Alpharetta.
Man accused of masturbating in Target claims it was actually a blank. Man accused of masturbating in Target claims it was actually
It was a game to hit the target.
No, it was an accident. He couldn't help himself because of all the Lululemon pants these women are walking around in that are tight and showing off the booty.
It was a dildo, not his actual penis. Which, in that case, would that...
Wait, how did that happen?
So, I'm guessing this was probably some stupid TikTok or something.
Like take a dildo in Target and
Yeah,
fuck around.
and pretend like it's their
You
wiener
people on
hanging
TikTok
out.
gotta chill.
Well, hell, did you see that one guy in the mall that was like messing with the delivery guy, and the delivery guy pulled the gun
yeah.
out? And
Oh yeah, we did that.
No, we
shot
saw
him.
it. We did that story.
Yeah, and he got acquitted. It
Yeah.
was self-defense.
Yeah, he kept bothering me. Shot him.
Yeah.
Yeah. People go a little too far for TikTok. Now I don't know if that guy should have been shot, but
But it was justified, and he got off.
By the way, TikTokers, listen to the regular guys circa 2000, 2001. I was doing all the crap you're doing on the radio, and
Yeah, it wasn't fantasy radio; it was real radio.
is real radio. By the way, that was a new term. We're going to end the show on that, Brett. We call podcasts fantasy radio. People that think they're doing radio, you're just doing a podcast.
I think we already have.
We've all been radio. We're all radio guys, so I can say that. I'm not putting you down if you have a podcast, but the fact you went and got your first headset and you got a microphone in front of you, that's not radio.
I think last time we had this discussion, I called the people fuck sticks, and we tried to get them to come on the air when I tried to fight another podcast in Atlanta. It was very, very early on in this show.
Well, look, we're doing this quicker and faster. I'm going to stop you on your finishes. I'm going to say I'm Southside Steve. This is Brett Barney, my co-host. Geoff Cole, my co-host. He's a hoe. Cheers to you. Can I get a yeah? Come on.
Yeah, come on.